Yeah.
There was a reference you made before, about looking at what in the $150 million analysis of what needs to be worked on and what maybe could go. There's been, one of the big things that's been talked about is the upkeep of Wilton's historic buildings, whether it's part of the Ambler Farm property, the Yellow House, the Gilbert and Bennett building, even Town Hall, they've talked about replacing or repairing.
Yeah.
Um, there there are board of finance members on the Wilton Capital Planning Commission, and if you
Mhm.
were on that committee, how would you approach that renovation versus tear down? Should we be owning those buildings anymore? What do you think?
Well, I guess I'd start with the easy one, which is Town Hall, which Town Hall it's definitely old. I don't know when it was built, maybe 1950 or something. I don't know, 60, 70. No, probably 50 or 60, I'm gonna guess. But you want to make sure that again, you want a vibrant town, so you want to make sure that Town Hall has um, you want a good town hall that's modern in terms of like if you're going to house technology, like everything's moving towards technology and obviously which can take over a lot, so you don't want to have a leaky town hall. I don't know what the problems are with town hall, like I don't know if the roof's leaking or there's mice or whatever, or cable or optic fiber needs to be rewired or whatnot. Like I don't know what the breakout is for town hall. I think cosmetic things are kind of cosmetic is cosmetic, and that's pretty cheap. If it's like, no, we need this infrastructure changed because of, the quarters are too cramped, or it just makes, if it makes the work inefficient and troublesome, then yes, town hall, you should fix it. In terms of historical buildings, like that's part of why I live in Wilton. And I think a lot of people that live in Wilton, they love the tradition, the history in Wilton. Everybody, if you didn't love the history, you probably wouldn't be living here, I guess, except for it's more affordable than other towns next to it. But so for Gilbert and Bennings, like I think that's a beautiful building. I don't think it should be torn down. I think we should do some sort of uh partnership. I don't want to say, get people upset, but like maybe you do turn that back into a kind of community center or art place, and then also add like I don't know, 40 affordable housing units in there or something. Like, I think affordable housing is a big problem in this town. And I think that when we own land, instead of just selling it and like, here, it goes to the highest bidder and whoever buys it, do whatever you want there as long as it meets our regulations. And if we have to change some regulations, we'll change them. Like, no, I would be more a fan of working collaboratively with a developer to come up with things that we need, such as affordable housing, where we get what we need. We offlay the financial burden and the developer makes some money, and that's a win for everybody. So, again, in Westport, they have these cluster cottages that they build on town-owned land where they take town-owned land and they put clusters of affordable housing units on it.
Mhm.
And again, then we're not paying for the upkeep. Some developer has made money off of it, but we're not subject to the developer just doing whatever they want and we're reacting. We're a partner in the process in terms of turning Gilbert and Bennett or Bennett and Gilbert, whatever, into something we actually like. Like, I think it's a beautiful building. Yeah, it's expensive, so we should partner with someone that's in this, does this for a living, and figure out what's creative that we can put there that so it's not an expense to us. It makes money for the developer or whatever, and maybe there's affordable housing in there and a fun art guild and community thing there. And again, that house next to the high school, like who would you sell that to and who would buy it? It's right next to the high school and it's sandwiched between a high school parking lot and Route 7. But maybe you renovate it and put four affordable housing units in it, and you hire someone to manage it. Like, again, this is a project where you can put out RFPs, and you need someone with vision that's going to look at it and like, what we do with it. But I know the capital planning committee, like, I don't know, it seems like right now they're like, oh, these houses need too much thing, let's just sell them. And I'm like, I'm not sure just sell them is the optimal answer. Like, okay, like there must be a way that we can get rid of the expense, but actually do something we want in town. And like I said, like we don't have enough of affordable housing. You can make these cluster cottages affordable housing and show that we're working on the number and maybe get a moratorium for the 830G stuff. But just, I don't know, just the selling stuff, like, oh, we've got problems, so just sell it. Like I'm not a fan of that. No.